Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules and attending my meeting. This is my preliminary internship proposal. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what is the mission of our school and what is the vision of our school? If you know the answer to either one of these questions, feel free to speak up. So as you know, we do have two programs. One is Project Teach. The other is our tech program. So our Project Teach program's mission is to provide a comprehensive educational program to expecting parenting moms and dads, giving them the skills needed to create a positive life for themselves and their children. The program strives to help all students receive a diploma from their local high schools to return to their local school districts to complete their high school education. Students are linked to community resources for ongoing parenting support. And our tech mission is the mission of tech is to provide a comprehensive educational program for at-risk youth, giving them the skills needed to create a positive life and to assist in promoting successful reintegration into future school work and community endeavors. Tech supports and encourages each student to earn a diploma from their local school district. So the issue that we have is that we have two different missions for our school, and these missions were handed down to us from the home office. Now, if there is no vision that I'm aware of, we continue having a student attendance problem, which has always been the case. And because of how we receive our students, they generally have a significant gap in their academics from either missing months or, in some cases, years of school. So, a quick background of our population: 67% of our students are teen parents. 33% are at-risk teens. Those would be the ones that are part of our tech program. 36% of our student population is IEP classified, and all of them are low income and eligible for our free lunch program. So what I view or what I believe needs improvement is our school attendance, our student skill levels, and our academic standards as a staff. So it is very well known that student attendance is a major factor when it comes to poor performance, because if students are not in the classroom, they're not learning. Because our students come in from other schools or other districts with attendance issues, they're already coming with us with significant gaps in their education. So at this time, our attendance policy states that students with 5 unexcused absences are in danger of receiving no credit for a marking period. Now, depending on how many unexcused absences they do have the option or the ability to make up some of that time, but not all of it. On top of that, if any student receives no credit for 2 consecutive marking periods, they're dropped from our program. So at the time this presentation was created, marking period 4, 47% of our students had 5 or more unexcused absences, and 46% of our students for the summer had 5 or more unexcused absences, with 27% having 3 unexcused absences. So they are also possible for getting no credit depending on their attendance for the remainder of the marking period. So one of our goals is to create a vision. The importance of a vision: it gives a school direction. It tells us where we want to go, what we want to become. And it is believed that a strong vision is a foundation for long-lasting school improvement. Now, unfortunately, for the vision to actually work, for the school improvement to actually work, it requires support from the staff and the students. So essentially, everybody needs to buy into it. Everybody needs to believe it. The mission should be where the school is now. It should answer these four questions about what we expect the students to learn. How do we determine that they are actually learning? How can we keep the education relevant to our students? And what do we do if we have a student that doesn't learn? So my proposal is to create a school level vision. I also want to create a school level mission that is inclusive of all of our students as opposed to only certain ones. And I believe that creating these visions and missions would improve our student attendance, especially if they buy into it. And with the attendance being improved, the student achievement should also be improved. So my procedure for this, first we have to create a team that is going to work on creating these the mission and the vision. My plan is for the team to meet bi-weekly because I don't want everybody to become overwhelmed. And the estimated time frame is going to be 3 months. It might take longer than that. It might take less time than that. I'm just planning for 3 months at this point. And I believe that it's going to have three phases. Phase one is where we determine the values of our school. Phase two is where we actually create our vision. And phase three, we evaluate, update, and possibly change the mission. So prior to the first meeting, we should be handing out surveys or questionnaires to collect values from not only our staff, but from our students. We will be collecting 3 marking periods of attendance data to provide evidence as to the attendance gap. And this part should be relatively easy because we collect our attendance and report to home office monthly anyway. The diagnostic test data will be used to show gaps in our students' education. And again, this shouldn't be an issue because we're already doing our diagnostic tests twice a year anyway. We just have to collect and compile the data. After we implement our mission and our vision, we are going to collect and analyze the attendance data monthly. And then we are going to do the diagnostic testing at the beginning and the end of the year for our comparisons. Or if we have a student that we know is being discharged prior to the end of the year, we are going to give them a diagnostic test just to see what their personal improvement was as well. So as far as the team is going to be primarily volunteer based because when people are forced, they tend not to buy into it. So ideally, we are going to have a representative for the administration, the front office. This could either be the principal or the vice principal, preferably both. We would like to have at least 2 teacher volunteers, but ideally we would have all of the teachers involved. Since we only have 6 teachers, I don't see too much of a problem with this. We are going to try to get the guidance counselor to work with us and the school social worker. The school social worker would represent our IEP population. We are going to try to get one of our language support staff. And if possible, we are going to try to have 2 parent representatives for at least the creation period. Now, the parent representatives, I understand, are going to be difficult because our parents are hard to get in touch with. And students tend not to stay with our school very long. So I don't know how well we can count on the parents, but we're going to try. So how do we measure success? If we are successful, then we should see a significant drop in our unexcused absences. I believe they should drop by at least 50%. That might be a little bit excessive, but I believe that we can do it. Ultimately, what we're just looking for is a significant drop. And I also would believe that if we're successful, our student academic achievement would also increase. This is because they're going to be covering more material in the classes because the attendance, unexcused absences has decreased. And to show this, their diagnostic test scores should improve by at least one grade level, possibly more. So as far as the future is concerned, we are going to continue monitoring the student attendance data and diagnostic test scores for at least 2 years. 2 years might be too short of a duration to see if it's a lasting change, but it's a start because if we don't see improvement in 2 years, we might need to reevaluate our mission and our vision. Now, to ensure that the teachers are upholding our high academic standards, we're going to have informal observations. Nothing too formal, nothing too risky, just to make sure everybody is maintaining the standards that we would like. Now, if we have achieved success based on our numbers, we can move on to our next school improvement. And I'm already thinking something along the lines of a timeline for our curriculum. But we'll worry about that after we get the vision and the mission to work. And obviously, if we do not see improvement within our two-year time period, we get back together as a group and we reassess our mission and our vision and make modifications if we think it's necessary. So that is my presentation. And once again, I'm going to thank everybody for taking time out of your schedules to attend. And if this presentation or if my proposal is acceptable, I would like to get started as soon as possibly October. So thank you for your time and goodbye.